used to have operas once a week. When my mother told me that. Hastings. You never heard of an opera?
So your French grandfather played the clarinet?
Yeah. I think it was a clarinet. I didn't know him. I only met him once. He wasn't interested in me. My mother, I know, was very musical. She loved operetta, light opera, because she didn't know much about them. She loved things like Tosca, Puccini and so on, but she never any. And then my grandfather was passionately fond of music, my father's father, to the extent he had a deformity. He hurt his hand when he was young, and he had a bad finger. It wouldn't bend. I don't know his left or right hand. Probably his left hand. He had an accident and broken something, the tendon or something, and he couldn't use it on the piano. The boy wanted the piano when he was a young man. That's the one you know about.
Well, Adolf Julius.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he was an inventor, as you know, later on. And he made my father said he made a rubber one and tried to use that by doing that. Of course, it didn't work. It was pathetic. So, of course, he introduced my father to a lot of good music and stuff. And my father, well, it's like me. He grew up with it. Yorkshire grandmother was typically English, and I don't know that he never mentioned music, but his father was. I mean, I dare say we come from a line of very musical Germans, because the Germans are right up there with music. Best in the world. And they've got Beethoven, Mozart, Haydn, Bach.
Oh yeah,
Bach,
much better than
Mendelssohn,
us.
Schubert. You name all the big names. There are only one or two outside of the very top people, like Chopin, who's Polish. I mean, there are a lot of good composers like Tchaikovsky and so on, but they're not in the first league. They're second league. Poor old Haydn is a sadly neglected composer. Fine of the very, very, some of his works are as good as any other. I've got a great respect for him. But I don't. He wrote 120 symphonies. Well, who could listen to 120 symphonies? They take a lifetime. Oh no, it was a conductor who was very fond of Haydn, and he said his greatest ambition was to conduct every one of the 120 symphonies that Haydn wrote, and he didn't think he could do it. An achievement of a lifetime. I don't know whether he ever did achieve it. British conductor he was. Anyway, I've always got Schubert in my mind as well. One of my favourites. Lighter, but he wrote some very, very lovely stuff. That's a recording. I want a recording of his impromptu. I don't know who should be playing it. I'll have to research that. But I could listen to it on YouTube, couldn't I? I mean, it's really, Tony said to me, why bother to buy any music? You can get it all on YouTube. But I have to listen to YouTube on that miserable little thing.
Yeah, you won't like that.
Oh, a few second-hand CDs. No, recordings. Vinyl of it. Ah, pardon me. Hello? Yes, I'm speaking. Not too good. I had a very, very bad night last night, I'm afraid. But I'm recovering slowly from it. It's digestion. Oh, terrible. I had to take some laxative yesterday. Are you coming round?